Peace and love, Muslims. Islamism.
Most we give praise to the Father of the universe, Allah. We always give honors to
Honors,
our Prophet,
Prophet
Noble
Noble
Drew Ali. We give honors to the first appointed Supreme Grand Sheikh, the Moorish Science Temple of America, Brother E. Millie Ill. We give honors to leadership. We give honors to
All the
our
Supreme Grand
current
Sheiks.
Supreme Grand Sheikh, K. Dedrigel. We give honors to the previous Supreme Grand Sheikh, D. Millie Ill. Honors to the Grand Body. Honors to the Grand Council. We give honors to all leadership, all faithful, true Moors.
Islam. And honors to all you Moors out there participating, being productive, and tuning in. Islamism. Hope everybody's having a wonderful and prosperous day. We are here just for a short message to the ones. You know who you are if you're the one. To the truth seekers, to the knowledge speakers, to the enlightened ones out here. You are not alone. Islam. Here together, we are learning together, we are building together, and we are sharing together. That's what it's about right now. It's all about that five, that love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We got to be out here showing and proving this every day, all day, every day. Okay? We got to be the ones that are pristine out here, the ones that know what the Prophet taught and brought us, the ones that are not only living it, but also teaching it, being it, and doing it every single day. Islamism. It's a beautiful day, and we just want to share that because we always run into, the beautiful Moors who are waking up, who are on this information, and who feel like they're alone, A lot of us don't have temples and don't have circles around us of truth seekers and like minds, alikes that's like us. So we feel like we out here alone in the wilderness, and sometimes you got to go through that to make you stronger, because it's all about that faith. You gotta go through those avenues. You have to go through your trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying? That is your ritual. Islam Grand Rising. That is what you have to go through. You know what I'm saying? And it gets greater later. All day, every day, it gets greater later. You just hold tight to your five principles. You hold tight no matter what. And you continue seeking that knowledge. And Allah is going to bring you to people, or bring you to the people that you need to be around, and keep you away from the people that you don't need to be around, because they don't always have your best interests at heart. We have to realize that everybody ain't good, okay, out here.
Make sure you like and share this. Keep going.
Islam. Everybody ain't good out here, okay? Just because they say they are more, don't mean they not dwelling in their lower self. We got to be careful about that, because we all out here healing.
Islam, I want to add something to that too. Like, for the ones, okay, the true ones who are really here to uplift fallen humanity, one thing is, like, we, like she said, we can't get caught up. You can't be stuck in the lower self. If you are about arguing about things like leadership and different things like that, you have to self-examine. You have to go within, because if you truly study the Prophet, your foe is the lower self. Your own self. Excuse me, your own self. It's not the other Moors or somebody else, that's not in the community. It's yourself. And if you're about, talking in public, speaking bad on other Moors, or wanting to, argue about leadership and things like that in public, that's an internal issue, no matter how you see it. You may even think that there's problems that need to be brought to the public, but when it comes to things like that, it's your lower self, it's your ego, and you have to, look within. You have to look in the mirror and fix those problems. It's never out there. It's never out there. No matter how pressing the issue may seem, it's never out there. It's always internal, always. And by taking it, to the public or to the masses, that it hasn't worked in the past, and it's not going to work now, because the problems are always internal, and none of us is above, correction, for our actions. And sometimes all of us might be out of line. So it's always, it's self-examination, correcting yourself, always using those tools of the workshop of the mind to correct and square your own behavior if it's outside of those bounds. And so, you're building a temple of, perfected man, and sometimes we all get caught up. So if you're one of the ones, you're true, like if you out of line, we don't speak ill on anyone else. It doesn't matter who your leaders are, what what group you're with, nothing. We don't speak ill on it. We don't do that.
It's because in our Constitution and bylaws.
Exactly,
right
and
there,
it's like that for a reason.
What the prophet brought.
Those are guidelines to keep you within those bounds for a reason.
And stop weakening the movement with all that negativity.
Exactly, and we know that. I mean, that just makes sense. Anyone can hear that and know that that's how it's supposed to be. So if you're outside of those bounds, no matter who you are, you got to examine yourself and get back in line. We don't do that in public. We don't do that, period. Even if you have issues, you talk to those people or others who can help. We don't do that, because when you're acting like that, you're outside of those bounds, and you have to draw yourself back in. If you're one of the ones. Some of us aren't going to do that in this lifetime. Some of us aren't ready.
Some of us just here
Some
to
of
be
us just aren't ready,
Just the
and that's okay
ones.
too. We're not trying to force anything on anyone.
Right.
But if you're true and you know what you're here to do, then you got to pull yourself back in. Get back in line, because we don't do stuff like that in public. And
we have work to do.
If somebody is here just to goof around and clown other Asiatics in public, or to do things like that, we leave them alone too, because that's their purpose. They're not, maybe they're not here, to uplift fallen humanity. Not this time. Okay, and that's fine too. Everybody's here to do their purpose, but just putting that out there, because none of us are above correction. We all have to keep ourselves in line, and sometimes we're here to help each other. That's why, another reason why we have to congregate. We have to become a part of our society, that the prophet set up and established for us, so that we can help each other. If a brother or sister's falling off, they're not supposed to feel like, oh, I can't take, advice or correction from anyone else. When you hear this, you're supposed to snap back in line. I'm falling off, hopefully somebody else would, say something or pull me to the side, because I'm not about trying to publicly humiliate each other. Pull to the side, say, hey, brother, you shouldn't be, out here saying that stuff. And, you just got to be humble and real and accept it. And not act like, we're above that. So that's really important, because there's so many distractions and things pulling you in so many directions. And so it's important to stay focused, and to stay, in line. And so if we're really truly going to be successful, which we are, you have to always ask yourself, am I living on love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice? Am I holding to these laws and these things that we have? And if we're not, then you know what I'm saying, there's a problem. Got to fix yourself. Okay? And that's another reason why it's easier for a lot of people, some people who have been exposed to this information, to try to stay outside of it, because it takes power, it takes strength, it takes wisdom, and it takes humility, and just strength of character to do this, to hold true to what the prophet established, even when it's not easy. It takes strength of character to do that. Okay? And that's why some people may, choose not to do that. So you got to hold true no matter what. You can't falter. You have to hold true. All right? And I didn't, I just was trying to add on to what you were saying.
Islamism. And to all the Moors out there, like we said, we are strong, we're full of light, and if anything is distracting us from being light, you need to be able to see. You need to be able to pull those things and say, that's not for me.
Yep. And if there's Moors around you who are hyping you up, you have to be able to see that as well. Okay? Because you think, the way that things are with the internet and social media, it's just like almost like reality TV, where the dysfunction and things like that, people are entertained by it. So like one of the things that some people will do is they will hype you up if you're gonna be out here, causing ruckus. Right? So we have to see that too, man. The wisdom in that. You have to see that. And you have to have an ADEP mind. Whether you've gone through the ADEP chambers or not, you have to think like that. You have to think on the next level, like, okay, am I just feeding into the dysfunction? People are entertained by it. I'm not here to entertain anyone. This YouTube is not, this is not a reality TV. It's not a TV station. We're not up here telling jokes. We're not up here hyping up, things that don't matter and talking trash and doing things like that. Because, you know what I'm saying? That's just feeding into the craziness. Okay, so you got to be careful and you have to think about stuff like that. So if you're surrounded by people who's hyping you up to go with this person, go with them, all right, that's a problem. Okay? And I know you might feel like, sometimes what you're doing is important, but if we going at people, it's not important. All right? Seriously. All right, and I just wanted to share that because that's wisdom that we could all take and use in our lives to stay in line with what truly matters, right? Uplifting your mind and focusing. Okay?
Islam.
And I think that's important, and especially for building a nation, publicly putting beef and things like that out there, disagreements, it's not building a nation.
And that's why it's important for us to attend our meetings so that we can have these talks amongst each other face to face, okay? Because just listening to, the YouTubes and the videos, that helps to put you in a perspective, but the feeling gets the blessing. Islam, you have to be there. We are people, okay? We are light, and we need other light to be around so that we could discuss these things and make big things happen, because we don't know who you are online. We have to meet each other. We have to be around each other and raise our children together.
Exactly. That's why sometimes it's good to pull back from social media, the internet too. Because if you're on here and you're feeding into it, you're going in the wrong direction. You're not bringing light. You're not pulling it together, right? And you can't feed into that, all right? Because some of the dysfunction and things like that have been going on for years, for decades, okay?
And don't get sucked into all the stuff that's happening online. Like, okay, a lot of things, like my husband right here is in social media marketing. Like, he sees what's being marketed to our community, okay? Like, I have, I work with other people all over the city, and when I see their Facebook pages and posts, they don't talk about the stuff we talking about. They having fun, they living life, they on vacation, they raising their family, they living out here. Okay. We have all this negativity always bombarding us, always taking up our thoughts and our minds. They are feeding this to us, okay? This is part of the matrix system, okay? How they have this set up so that we can always feel defeated. We are not a defeated people. We are great. We are wonderful. We are creators.
And it's not supposed to be like that. Like, if you have a bunch of conscious, friends online, you're not supposed to be constantly getting bombarded with negativity and dysfunction and what's going on and this, they got killed and they trying to do this to us and just all that. It's not even supposed to be like that, right?
Right.
Right?
Right. They can't do nothing to you. It's you doing it to yourself by putting this poison into your mind, because thoughts become things. Everything that's in there comes out here. Yeah, and if they feeding you what they want you to have,
everything is programming.
That's what your world is creating around you.
Everything is programming. You might think that you're finding these things on your own and sharing it, but it's all programming. A lot of these things, if you agree to Facebook, Instagram, any of that stuff, she was just talking about this earlier, you have to agree for them to have access to your microphone,
to your audio,
right?
To your
so
photos,
it's listening to
pictures.
What you're saying.
Hey.
And that's how come I was talking about something, and then 2 seconds later I'm typing 3 letters and it's finishing out and it's giving me the thing that I was just talking about a minute ago. Okay, and I hope that wasn't confusing, but it's listening to what you're saying and giving you search results on that, because Like
That's
you
how it
give it
works.
permission to do that. That's how it works. It's all about marketing to you. It's all about collecting your data from your profiles and being able to market and sell things to you, right? And so also on the flip side, controlling what you're seeing, what news stories you're seeing, what things it's pulling from your friends' feeds and showing you only some of them, right? So you might have people who only share positive stuff all day, and it's not showing you that. So it's giving you more negativity, more self-defeating ideas, more people that are only talking bad about others, just things like that. It's feeding you that, right? Seriously. And things that's going to get you agitated, or things that try to get you hyped so that you're participating as well. And like that might sound like conspiracy, but it's not. It's real. This is how it works. Okay? And so if you're aware of that, you know that you can only give so much time and energy to that. Where is your power? Your power is in your focus. Your power is where you're putting your mind at. Okay, so what are we feeding ourselves all day? Okay, so it
Gems.
really matters. Like, are you feeding yourself power, empowering thoughts? Are you reinforcing, your own power and what you can and can't do, your goals, your focus? That's really what the energy and time should be going towards, the focus. So it's really important. It's a battle for your minds right now, because the biggest secret is that we control our reality. We control all of this. That's the biggest secret. And a lot of times when we talk about stuff like that, the power of the mind is like, boom, ain't nobody tuning in. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. But that's the secret, is that we control our reality. And so the battle is for your mind. Okay? The battle is for, like the movies and, all the shows, is for your mind to keep you focused on this, to get you seeing whatever agenda's trying to get put out. Okay?
Right.
So your focus is
They're
where
like,
your
you a
power
vegan?
is.
Here, have this whatever burger.
Yeah.
You talking about Dr. Sebi stuff? Here, we create stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Like, okay, pick up a book, read some stuff, pick you up the Moorish Circle 7 Quran, read that. Okay, read the 101s, understand self, read the Bible. Okay, read the Holy Quran of Mecca. People, we are Moors. Okay, you want to reach down and dabble in voodoo and Santeria and Candomblé, that's okay, because that's more science. But you have to put those things in proper perspective and understand that our ancestors came with that information from the old time religion that Noble Drew Ali brought back to us to teach us where this stuff comes from. Now, we get into the roots, okay? We get into the roots of more science, okay? That's where it's all at. That's where we at. So, we just here to share what we know, what we find out with you, so that you could be part of this world that we are building. Islam?
Islam. Islam. So yeah, we're just sharing this, to try to, it's self speak so that we stay on our square, and for you as well. All right. It's all about, controlling your own mind, your own thoughts. All right. And if on point and nobody's coming at you, it's, everybody messes up or slips up every now and then. We all need to stay on point. And one thing, just want to say, not getting at anybody in particular, but if you're out here talking about this leader's not official, that leader's not official,
You
you're
ain't
messing
on your
up.
square, homie. Let
I
me tell
don't
you
care.
something. We don't care about all that stuff. What
Yeah,
we do care about is the prophet and what the prophet brought and what the prophet's message. So if I'm in a town where I find a more science temple, I don't care if that's my grand body. I want to show support and
show
love
love. You're
and
not
to
coming at them.
study with my fellow
Not
Moors.
coming at them
That's what it's
disrespectful.
only about. I'm supposed to be welcomed with open arms, especially if I come in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, because that's what it's about. It's about
Exactly.
us reuniting, unity,
We coming to
power
build
in
with them.
numbers.
We're not coming at our fellow Moors on some disrespectful or who's your leader or any of that. And I'm telling you what, I was born in the 80s, so like anybody that was born in the 80s and 90s and up, they're not gonna be feeling that. Some might have been poisoned with older people who were carrying on those beasts, but I'm telling you, like the people's not feeling that. And so just square yourself. If you're out of line, and especially you're doing it publicly, you got to get back in line. This is not me telling you this. Go to your Quran. Go to your bylaws. All right,
Islam.
you know you're out of line.
Because if a Christian walks into a church, any church, it don't matter if that's their church home, people ain't gonna be like, get out of here. Who's your pastor? No, it's not a game, okay? Like, no, okay. Just like the mosque, you can walk into a mosque and you can worship because that's what it's for. These temples are out here for worship, okay, for studying self, for gaining knowledge and light and sharing information. And it's like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be pushing these young Moors away.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be welcoming them in, making them feel at home, making them feel the love that the Prophet brought, because it's not your temple. It's the Prophet Noble Drew Ali's temple. Islam?
Islam. Yeah, so hey, I'm not saying that nobody's concerns aren't legit or anything like that. It's just that, if you're out here publicly putting this stuff on blast, you're out of line. And you know it. And so you got to square yourself and you got to get back in line and you got to remember you can't be above correction. Nobody out here needs to be acting like they're above correction because anyone who's doing that is acting like a tyrant.
And we don't know everything.
We don't need any tyrants.
Nobody knows
here.
everything because if you
Exactly.
did, you won't be where you at.
Exactly. So
Okay?
nobody, it's okay, to listen and for me to
Let's
even
do
hear
this
this
together.
a week from now and be like, yeah, I'm messing up. Let me get back in line. None of us needs to be acting like we're above correction. So, if you're out here doing that stuff, you got to get back in line and just take it and get back in line. And remember that. Always go back to the lessons and keep yourself in line. We don't do that. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of us need to just step back from social media, step back from YouTube and all, whatever. Even if it's for a week or a year or whatever, step back. Just do the work. Do the work,
And to
mental
the
work
older
and the
Moors,
physical work.
to the older Moors, please, if you see some of these younger Moors coming into the information and they want the truth and they know that, and they want to learn, teach them young Moors. Show them what to read. Show them what happened. Show them, you know what I'm saying? Don't be like, they crazy. They rogue. They rebel Moors. They not in the temple. Show them what the temple's about, and they'll come into the temple. Okay? Because the
Islam.
temple is about love for
Yeah.
self, love for Allah,
Islam.
love
And
for the community, for
a
your
lot of Moors
family.
don't know that we have our own society and structure, our own laws and everything. So show them that. We don't have to attack what they're doing. Show them the way. And if they true, they're going to go for the truth. And if they're
Islam.
not, oh well, some people's going to be out here lost. Some people just going to be lost in the sauce.
But
And
when
that's
it's enough
just
of us
nothing you
shining
can do
light,
about that.
they gonna come around. They gonna double back.
Islam. So that's really all you have to do is show them the truth. And if they're about it, they're going to go for the truth. And you can't do anything for the ones who's hardcore not going to do it. Oh well. But don't shun them. Don't not even put it out there. Just put the truth out there and then that's it. You did your job. Because we are light bringers, right?
Islam.
We are the L's and the Bays, and that's what we're to do. All right?
Islam.
Islam.
Peace
Okay?
and love, Morris.
Peace and love.
Have a great day. We love you.